All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Lobby Call Podcast. This is episode 6. 7. 6.
Something like that.
6. 6. There we go.
Episode
6. We have Masego, of course. We have Danny Boy, Daniel Foster. We have special guest Ced Mitchell.
Yo.
What's going on?
Last name.
Right.
Definitely right.
Right. Ced is a bass player, keyboard player, MD. He's like worked with Omarion
And drummer, he missed a whole.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The most.
The main one. My bad.
What are you doing?
My bad. And drummer, dope drummer. He's been on tour with Omarion, B2K, Nick Jonas, Alina Baraz.
We get it. You're famous.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, really dope. Yeah, man. Did I miss anything said? Anybody else you've worked with?
Dinah Jane from Fifth Harmony.
Okay, Fifth Harmony.
Lolo's wife. She's dope.
Okay.
Super dope. Recently. Y'all okay? Over there?
Forget about that. Got to turn off the AC.
Recently, just did some stuff with BB Rex that was pretty dope.
Oh, okay.
Currently, working with an artist named Blast.
Blast.
Who's
Oh,
super dope.
he's hot in these streets.
Oh man.
Oh, word.
All the like attractive women be like Blast.
This peanut butter really.
It really
kicking
screw
in.
you up, really.
It starts kicking in like after.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Cookie number 3. But you covered pretty much everything, bro.
There we go. Yeah, we
Look at me. He looked me up.
I do my research.
Okay.
Do my research. You know what I'm saying? He's a groove gear artist.
Oh, you peeped your
Groove
wiki.
gear Fender.
I hate him.
Nah, we met Ced on the Asia tour. He was on tour with Alina Baraz at the time, and yeah, man, cool peoples. I do have a question for you, Ced. Which was your favorite tour? Like all the tours you've gone on, which one's your favorite?
Talk your shit.
I feel like it's gonna sound very cliche for me.
Okay.
With my name, it would have to be the Nick Jonas tour. It's just
Clout tokens.
I'm just being super honest. The reason why I say that is, number one is my first tour.
Okay. Whoa, so wait. Your
My
first
very
tour was like
first tour.
an A1, A-list.
A1,
Okay.
A-list, had my own tech. Had like it was.
For those who
top
don't know
tier
what a
thing.
tech is,
No, go ahead.
good.
No,
You got it.
You got it. No,
Maxwell.
you wanted to go deeper. I just said tech. You know, you could have let it slide. He said, let me
I
enlighten
mean,
you.
a lot of people, a lot of the listeners and
Google it
people
real
don't
quick.
know like a lot of the jargon that.
Okay, so
comes along.
a tech is in the music industry is the person that's pretty much your right hand man to your instrument.
Right.
So I had a drum tech. My drum tech is actually now doing The Weeknd. Well, he was always doing The Weeknd, Justin Timberlake, like all the big everybody.
Right.
Shout out to Brad Sanders. All right. But he was the person that would always set up my drums, make sure I'm good with everything, make sure I'm good with all my companies, anything that they ship me, anything that I need. He was just the person that took care of everything. So anytime I came to a rehearsal or a gig, I just sit up, have my drum set. Never had to put up anything. So I was spoiled right off the top.
Must be nice.
Right out the gate, I had a tech like
Spoiled.
Right.
Super spoiled. I did not know
What broke niggas?
what y'all. I had no idea what y'all was.
Like, yo, we
That's
used
why
to
when I'm
burn
telling y'all,
money
like-
after the show. We used to smoke
I didn't know
money.
about setting up my own. This is this thing. Growing up, you knew about that. Set up your own stuff. If you go into a different church, you always hate to be the drummer if you have to take your drums.
Right.
So moving out to LA, I went to Musicians Institute only because I wanted something to do every day. I didn't want to have the, oh man, I'm sleeping in my car. You know, I'm really out here trying to get it. No, I'm not gonna do that. I would do that, but I just don't want to do that.
Right.
Like honestly, I don't want that to be my story because that's just the story for people that move and try to catch their dreams, stuff like that. So I wanted to do something that kept me busy every day. Now, I don't want to talk mess about the school.
No,
But
listen, this is a safe
anybody that is inquiring about
Oh no.
going to this school, just make sure you research. I don't know which camera I should look at. Make sure you research and just make sure it's worth your money, worth your dime, because it is a lot of money, it is a lot of time, but make sure that you're going there for the right purposes. Because if you're going there, if you're already talented and you're just feeling like this is going to be the gateway pathway to gigs, you are wrong. This is not the move. You will be paying money for no apparent reason. But that's just a little tidbit for you.
This is it? You said Musicians Institute, right? This is in LA.
This is in Hollywood.
Okay, is that like kind of like Berkeley School of Music?
Very
close.
super small. No, like not even a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's more okay. Let me not like okay.
What about
It's-
MI
it's-
made it worth it? Like, would you say what was the best part about going to MI?
Okay. The connections.
Before we start burning some
But,
bridges.
right, exactly. That's why I said I might have to edit some things. Look, but
MI was the worst days of my life.
the thing about it was MI brought a lot of talented people into the school because it pitched a certain dream to people that were out of town, visitors that would come there to see like, am I made for California? Is this where I could be?
Yeah.
Am I painting a certain picture that will accept you and show you the ropes? Now, it does that, but when you are of a certain caliber, without trying to sound arrogant, but when you like already in a certain lane, it kind of looks like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's more so of what I'm trying to say for. So for me and where I was musically already, it was more so like, dang, I just wasted all this money.
Yeah, because you
know what I'm
had
saying?
already going in. You had already surpassed what everyone.
Yeah,
was
and I went
trying
in to do drums, which was very stupid.
Because you could
I
already
was
play
sitting there
drums.
like, what are y'all doing? I'm in class, everybody just like, keep up, hurry.
Right.
Together. But it was cool. I met a lot of other musicians, a lot of close friends.
Y'all still talk today?
Yeah, super. A lot of the musicians for major artists I met there. Like pretty much mainly all of the musicians for major artists I've met there, and they all have the same. That's kind of how we met. We were all like, yo, why are we here?
Right.
And but that also showed you the different caliber of musicians in Los Angeles and how people think and how they move.
Right.
Because even though all of us kind of had that same vibe and feeling like, why are we here? We all took different stuff from it. You know what I'm saying? So I took the fact that I appreciate the school for placing me in an environment where others, I could like feed off of other people and kind of get their vibe. So it wasn't all terrible.
Yeah, that's the same kind of vibe like going to ODU, right?
I was gonna say the same.
You're right,
It was the
right.
same shit.
Yeah,
That's
like,
where all
nah,
y'all went.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all went to ODU. Me, Masego, and Dan. We all went to ODU. That's where we met. And it's like we go there. It's like
Yeah, the program itself isn't like, yes, this is worth our money, but like meeting these guys.
networking was
Made
the
it
worth
work.
it.
Yeah.
right.
So that's why I was like, yeah, the relationships. And then I was telling people back in the day, like I came into ODU thinking I was the best saxophone player ever. And there was this dude named Wayne, this white dude.
Oh, Wayne. Wayne, shout out to
He
Wayne.
gotta be cool because y'all
Shout out to Wayne.
Ethered me in an open mic. And he just walked in like he just got done eating like a sandwich. He was like, I don't feel like playing. Like Darius was like, no, play real quick. He's like, all right, who's this guy next to me? Just starts
killing.
cooking me. And I'm over here looking dumb.
Wayne made me look stupid so many times, yo.
And he's a nice guy.
Yeah, no, he's awesome, man.
He's talented. He's fiery. He's educated.
It's like he should
from?
be in Snarky Puppy, low key.
He
Like,
should
from?
He
definitely
was that
be
kind of
in
good,
Star-
yeah.
yeah.
Where you from?
I don't know where you're from. Where was he from?
I don't know.
I'm getting like a
It is.
Tennessee,
Yeah,
Minnesota
something
vibe.
like that. Yeah.
Just like a real like grounded like family man. Just learned to play sax.
Yeah.
But crushed me completely.
Straight up.
And so then I was like, all right, bet he can't write songs, so I'm about to go in this bag over here. And so but I think the beauty of it is it makes you pivot, just like the school. It was like, all right, this ain't what this is for, so how am I gonna use it? Bet all y'all are sweet, but I don't see anybody making songs, so I'm gonna just go do that.
Right.
And you were like, okay, cool, all y'all are in the industry or whatever, but like y'all don't have my sound or my approach or my whatever, so I'm about to just do that. So that's all college is.
Yeah. And kind of like to piggyback off that, like, so you've gone on tour with all these A-list celebrities and stuff like that. What do you consider your greatest accomplishment out of all of those? Or not even just tours and stuff, just in music industry or whatever in general. I'll ask Sego that too after.
I would say getting through normal college and still having the drive to do this music thing afterwards. Because my thing was growing up doing music, a lot of my like peers after high school, they just went on tour. So I was one left in Chicago just like, dang, I'm still going to college. I'm just like, dang, why I can't? I was super irritated, like, why I can't just stop and go do music? I'm good, and I would always just, that would always be in the back of my head, and I thought, like, if I go into college, I feel like I'm gonna lose this music thing. My drive
like wasting
either gonna go down, or and because I'm the type of person that just gives 100% in whatever I'm trying to do, I knew that, okay, well, I'm finna take on like graphic design. So one of my majors was graphic design. I did graphic design.
Really?
Architecture, landscaping architecture. I did aviation. Then I did music industry, like towards the latter part of.
So wait.
How do you go from aviation?
Right.
So it was like, so
Busy
when I
guy.
graduated from high school, I only applied to one college because I knew I was gonna get in because all of my parents and the whole family. It was a music scholarship. I went to Jackson State. Got in the band. Thing about that was I wasn't really trying to do the marching band thing.
Yeah.
When I didn't want to do that, they took my scholarship.
Oh, you got to play
Now,
ball.
it was a lot of other stuff going on, but I'm not going. They already got stuff going on with they saying, so I ain't even gonna say that. But after that, I switched to graphic design because I like to do that stuff.
Wait, you can draw? Can you draw?
Yeah. It's slight. You know, I've got different bags.
Yo,
Look,
I'm finding all new sorts
stuff.
of.
So I did graphic design. The only thing I hated about that was I was passing the class, but the teacher was never showing up. So it would just be like, oh, turn in this homework assignment. Slip my notes. So everything I learned was from me or like my peers or like research.
Right.
So after doing that whole program, I'm just like, I don't really like that I'm passing with straight A's and learning nothing from a teacher but paying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I transferred to Mississippi State University and did architecture. I really liked that, but kind of ran into some race problems.
We'll talk about that.
We're going to touch
At
base
Jackson?
on. So no, at Mississippi State University in Starkville. So I'm gonna say that for
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But after doing so much college over years, I graduated from high school in 2006. I moved to Cali in 2013. So that whole gap, I was just college. I want to do this. I want to do that. Boom, 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 boom.
It's almost like you were trying to find yourself.
Literally, not touching. I did no music all of those years. When I finally did the aviation thing, that kind of turned out awkward. So I just said, well, let me just do music.
What do you mean turned out awkward?
It was like a lot of work, but the only way you can get a job in aviation is if you pass this certain test to get partner with the FAA. But
wait, what were you trying to do in aviation? Were you trying to be
air traffic controller?
Oh, yeah. They make bank.
Yes,
they make
bro.
bank.
The whole time I've been out of high school, I keep telling you, the whole time I've been out of high school, like the careers I've been searching for are like 6-figure.
Yeah,
it hasn't been nothing, and I haven't been like shy of reaching it. It's always just something that's just like off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the graphic design thing, the teacher, the architecture thing, the race thing. I did landscaping architecture right after that, but that was so time consuming, I completely forgot about music. That's what kind of made me pivot and say, all right, well, let me try to kind of get back around to doing music. So even though the aviation major was time consuming, it left a certain type of window for me to still like kind of produce or like practice and stuff like that. So once that kind of didn't work out, I just was like, well, you know what, let me just do music. I know how to do that. I don't even have to think about doing that. Let me put forth the same effort I'm doing with all this other stuff and see how it pan out. And now we're here. It's 4:20. Man, I have a blunt outside waiting. Come on, timing. It's all about timing. Thank you, Maxwell.
No doubt. So all those things that you've done, right? Just accomplishments wise,
I would say, again, this is cliche.
no, do your thing, man. Safe space.
Growing up, anytime you have to write a paper like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would always write, I want to play for somebody from the Disney Channel. And my very first gig was for Nick Jonas.
There we go. Doing
like
not
literally
mood boards.
every single paper up until maybe like
Manifested
7th
that.
grade or something like that. Like
manifested
whenever
that.
you stop writing those type of papers, but every single time it was Disney Channel. I want to play for this.
What made you want to do that though? Like,
That's all I used to watch on TV. And to me, Disney Channel, you can learn a lot of music from Disney Channel because they have all those different movies and all that different scoring going on because it's different types of movies going on. You have like dramas for kids.
we just talked about scoring the last episode.
Yeah, but the music behind it be so
right.
like deep, and you're just like,
Yeah.
this is a kid's movie. Or like even comedies, like how they just place everything. Like listening to that growing up and all that different stuff going on, that kind of made me feel like I either want to make music for the Disney Channel or play for somebody from the Disney Channel.
Right.
Because anytime I watched the Disney Channel, my spirit just felt like, oh, I'm chill, like I'm cool, like you could just turn it on and be happy. So that's just like over time that kind of became like, okay, well, the same happiness I got as a kid, I want that when I'm working, so I won't feel like I'm working as an adult.
Right.
I want to feel like I'm just doing what I love, or feel like I'm a big ass kid until I die, type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm making adult type money. So the fact that was always like, I want to do this, and that was my first gig, and it lasted for so long. Like it lasted for 5 years. It lasted up until right before he just got recently married. So that was like a good jump start, good start.
Yeah.
Good, like, you know,
It set the bar high,
It set
like-
the bar super hard.
What,
Super
tech?
high.
I still don't have a tag.
It set the bar super high. But it also, because there were people in that camp that were very grounded, it kept me from being like, this is the only thing you're ever going to see.
Right.
Yeah.
So after that gig, when I ran into stuff that was completely not that, I wasn't like, what in the world? I was just more like, oh, dang, I really missed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really made me appreciate stuff that I didn't appreciate then because I was fresh, new, it's first gig. It's with that being my first gig, you don't know what to appreciate.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With it being so high, you don't know. Oh, you have your own hotel room. You should be happy as fuck. Like, you should be like, oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Like you don't know that. You don't know that you should eat the boo-boo catering that they may have at a gig because sometimes you don't have catering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't appreciate per diem. It's so much stuff that you overlook that you think is standard because you're new. And then when you get to another gig and it's just like, oh yeah, we can't even.
For viewers and listeners who don't know what per diem is
You can tell some music.
per diem is
Maxwell.
first off, per diem is Latin for per day. So it's what they give the musicians and artists like money so you can buy food and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Little,
Do stuff. Pocket. You know,
Like
spending money.
cash.
Here's some
Yeah,
spending
pretty
money.
much.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah,
Pocket
it's
queen.
that.
Shout out.
I hate you. I hate you. Childish. But yeah, man, that would definitely
What have
be.
you done?
Yeah, I keep talking. That's why I kept talking. That would be a great accomplishment, and I would say, in addition to that, I'm trying to like. Go next question.
All right.
No. Being able to somewhat manifest every artist I've worked with thus far.
Okay.
But I'm actually save that for a question you have on your thing too.
Okay. Cool.
Easy.
I read the email.
Masego, what do you think your biggest accomplishment is?
Biggest.
Because you've done a lot. I was with you before you were Masego, and like just to see you from, this tall flamingo looking dude with
The way he straight faced it
I am flamingo looking.
when you were nothing.
Nah, but like I've seen you grow from the bottom to where you are now. So from then, what do you think your biggest accomplishments are?
What do I think is one of my biggest accomplishments? I feel like making an album that people responded to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like Pink Polo was cool. It was fun or whatever. But Lady Lady felt like my mature album.
Right.
You feel me? Pink Polo was like me literally just kind of still in the SoundCloud wave, but just letting everybody know there's something coming after this. You know what I'm saying? It's just like me getting on other production and mixing my own in. But Lady Lady was like, nah, we properly made this and like people respected this as an album. And I feel like the effect that it had was, I felt like even today, people are still talking about certain records, and that just feels like a fire body of work that affected culture. And I think my whole career I was always trying to affect culture, like black culture specifically, because like you getting on black Twitter and just like that whole thing is difficult.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying?
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
So like to see Queen Sings doing what it does, and like to see like I had a vision being such a big part of like the Afro punk crowd, and just certain records kind of like getting through to that felt like a very big accomplishment. So it made me want to make another one. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Right.
like, we've been jamming forever. We
Yeah.
can make little tunes and like, Shorty Ain't Text Me Back tune we used to mess with. Like just
Yeah.
all these hilarious little jams and vibes. But like to make records that people are like, oh shoot, like this is now the thing I'm gonna walk to for my wedding. Or like
Right.
Black Love.
Black Love.
Yeah, man.
Yo, let me tell you, when I first heard Black Love, right? So mind you, I don't think you sent it to me before it even came out.
Oh, yeah,
Before
man.
Late came out, and so I'm used to like Pink Polo and Sunday
Sunday Vibes.
Sunday
and all that.
Vibes Masego, which is cool. I was vibing with that too. But when I heard Black Love, like I remember I got off work. I was still working at the hospital, and I heard it. Now I almost cried. I was like, "Yo, this is fire!" And it kind of like opened my eyes to like, "Oh, he's musically he's maturing." Like,
Yeah.
mind you, it's a vibe. Like, the old, not old, but
Vintage.
Oh, shout out to Ado.
What
Bro,
song
call
is
him
this?
Ado one more time. Yo.
Adam.
Yo.
Nah, but like it really like I was like, yo, I could see the maturity in your music growing. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's
Yeah.
fire. Shout out to Black Love. It's still one of my favorite records. of
What
yours.
song is this?
It's a song off that album right there.
Oh, I know about that song. I heard it in Macy's one day.
Word.
No.
Oh no.
So complete.
I've heard it before though. Like I actually really love that song and I didn't know that he made that song.
Yeah.
Until I became a musician. Actually there were a lot of songs that I heard of yours that I didn't know it was him until I became a music director.
Yeah.
And I started researching you like a little.
Yeah, people tell me that they just be seeing me in random little like somebody plays in the car like at like a restaurant you wouldn't expect. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, as much as I get all grumpy about certain songs getting popular, it's just like the fact that it's being loved this long is like is phenomenal. So I feel like affecting culture is my biggest accomplishment. Like niggas are really like, okay, this is a part of my life. Like I listen to you every morning type of vibe. That's
Right.
different than you got a million streams.
Shave my beard to you. To tat
I shave my beard.
Oh. I think myself.
It's literally that type of thing I get sent. So yeah, I don't care about plaques or whatever else that comes with the stuff. But like when regular everyday 9 to 5 people are like, no, this is a part of my life. It's like this is what matters, not the celebrity shout out, not whatever else people were like. So
That's a big deal, man. The fact that you're probably responsible for like a bunch of people like getting laid or a bunch of kids being born. That's fucking weird, man. That's cool.
it's weird?
No, like in a good way though. Like it's cool, man. Like how often,
Nah,
how many people get to say something like that? You know, like like this quarantine baby was conceived while my music was playing in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah, is that recording stuff?
I need a beat.
Yeah, man, that's definitely a thing. And
What was that?
what are you, a weatherman?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, Maxwell Hunter reporting for news. Looking.
look, y'all not gonna roast me on my
Sorry,
own
so
podcast.
sorry.
All right.
Yes, we are.
So
What
sorry.
what do you mean?
Ced, so what do you wish to accomplish? Like we talked about what you've already accomplished. What do you want to going forward in the future? Like,
That's an interesting question. The reason why I say that is because I feel like want for or my desire to accomplish things changes every day, depending on how that day goes. And the reason why I say that is because, let's say, for instance, I want to focus on being a better music director for Masego.
Okay.
Right. Let's say my accomplishment is to dig through his archive of music. That way I can produce or MD anything without him even asking. To me, that would be an accomplishment versus me saying like, okay, I really want to take on this interior design thing that I really want to do. In order for me to do that, I'm probably gonna have to take time away from music to that. So for me, I feel like it's what I want to accomplish is to successfully attack every goal that I have in place for myself right now.
Okay.
In a timely fashion. I'm not saying like, oh, in 2 months, blah, 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 blah. But just in a sense where I feel like I'm progressing every day in each aspect of my life. So I feel like that would be my next accomplishment. Even through this whole pandemic, with work not being nowhere near the same as it would be. You know, so it's so that also like the fact that you have to schedule your day around nothing and schedule nothing, but try to find space to have like do your own thing and make your own money and try to still have room for like other gigs to pour in. And it's almost like you got to leave yourself open, but you want to make your own money. So how open do you want to leave your schedule?
Right.
Do you want to book yourself up so that you can make your own bag, or do you want to leave room for stuff like that? So for me, like I've been thinking about that this whole pandemic. So I would feel like my next accomplishment is just to kind of get a handle on all of my short term goals, so I can really start like going after the long term stuff.
What is the long term?
It would be to kind of stabilize my music career. The reason why I say that is because a music career is very up and down. It's very seasonal.
That's true.
The bag for it is kind of based on what's happening.
Right.
Just like now, who making money? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like if you don't move with a certain mentality the whole way through, you kind of stuck in the mud at this point. So my long-term goal is to not have to rely on per gig, per season, per artist.
Yeah.
You know, if the artist feel like doing music at that time, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like if he feel like going to act, I'm fine. Act for the rest of your life, because my bag is secure. Yeah. I do this to keep my chops up. I do, you know what I'm saying? So in whatever avenue I'm going, or whatever I decide to do, and the reason why it seems very vague and not direct is because of the fact I like to do a lot of stuff. Like I can really interior, like I really like to do that stuff. Like I really like to build some like super. So I don't really want to say like, oh, I want to be a architect.
Right.
Knowing damn well I could do the same, you know.
Multifaceted.
So for me, it's just like I know what I'm good at. So now I'm just gonna focus on it, because we have nothing but time.
Yeah.
Now.
Right.
It's nothing but an open schedule. It's you know, ain't nothing holding you back to do what you want to do, really.
Yeah. What were you about to say, Dan? I think I cut you off earlier.
Did you?
I think so.
He's gonna say I'm light skinned.
I think that's why I hate coming here. You know?
Drop that in there,
like
I'm light skinned.
I'm half black. I'm only half black, so I'm gonna get like the butt of the joke every time. Like,
I was literally trying to let you live.
God damn, man. Like Black History Month ends on the 14th for me. Like,
That's hilarious.
Damn, man.
Oh man. All right. So
That's good.
yeah, we're gonna talk consciously about just like how it's Black History Month, of course, as we know, and how our blackness affects our artistry, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. You know. So I'm gonna start off the first one. In what ways do you know being black has impacted the choices you've made in your music career? I'll start with Sega.
Being black, I feel like, I guess what crowds like expected a certain sound from me at first. So I would say like early on, just me being black, there's a certain aesthetic that people like would expect, or like whoever the hottest guy is out that looks similar to your style, they're kind of expecting that. So I think you just kind of, as far as my career, just initially trying to find your own style just to differentiate from your peers, I guess, that are black. Because, you know, with Blackness, people are trying to figure out, all right, which black are you? Are you Afrobeat black? Are you Bryson Tiller black? Are you Blast black? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like just, I don't know. Again, me finding myself in Blackness was the first thing. But in terms of like in relation to white people, I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is how different I perform at like the private parties at the fancy hotels.
Right, in Kazakhstan somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
now we had a
number one, that gig was super fun.
It was.
That's different.
It was.
But I'm saying like I don't want to like shout out certain like platforms and whatnot, but like certain well-paying gigs feel a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I think we went one time from like Chicago to this other spot that was just like a more paying gig, but it wasn't fulfilling for me. Like Chicago felt like it was a family reunion. It was just like fire. It just felt warm, and like the call and response. Houston felt the same way. That show was nuts. But then we went to this private gig where everybody's dressed in like the Louis Vuitton. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got all the little expensive stuff, and they're just wanting like a jazz fusion performance. And I just feel like, and they kind of want you to be extra black as well, which is whatever that means.
Black all caps.
Show me what you got.
Could you sag your pants a little bit for me? Just not too low. Just, you know, just sag them a little.
Just
urban.
tease me a
Put some
little.
urban in there for me, will ya?
So I do feel that vibe with those type of gigs where it's like they almost want you to be like a caricature of black. Almost. It's interesting because like if you look at or just listen to what Ced was saying, like if you're looking at him, you'll think one thing, but you're hearing this man's love for Disney and Nick Jonas being such a big part of his career, and just like the way he approaches so many things, you're not going to assume this man's messing with architecture and graphic design and all that.
Aviation.
You know what I'm saying? But like at that gig, they're just like, hey, rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically like when I would be at open mics, people would assume I would know certain songs, and I knew none of them. I don't even know my own songs.
Time, man. Every time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the open mic, I don't know like the John Legend joint or that One Gravity John Mayer song. Like I just don't have that in my repertoire. But just because of who else looks similar to me, certain like crowds would just like be expecting it. And they're just like, hey, kick a freestyle for us real quick. Just
kick a freestyle for us real quick.
So I've had a couple vibes.
You should just start scatting when people ask you to freestyle.
Oh my goodness! They're like, he's speaking in tongues. So I've had a couple of that, but you know.
Alright, what you did?
In what ways do I know being black? I'm gonna forget the question every time.
I've read it 16 times as he was talking.
In what ways do I know that being black has affected the choices I made in my music career? I don't know that there were any like really conscious decisions. I think when you're raised a certain way, those like all those influences just kind of infiltrate the kind of musician you become and the kind of music that you chase after and stuff. I think like the only conscious part about that was like finding a way. I mean, just I think being mixed has like a lot to do with it, just because you know I got a lot of influences from my dad, obviously, and it was a lot of like he loves R&B and stuff like that. But I also got like a ton of influences from my mom. Yeah. So I think the only conscious part was trying to figure out exactly how
to balance.
Yeah, how to like fuse those two together, but also like when I'm playing, you know, black music, when I'm playing R&B, when I'm playing jazz and stuff like that, how to like use all those influences together and still sound like genuine at these gigs. Right. You know what I mean? Because like I mean like you know better than anybody. I could be at church, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in black church and I'm playing. I'm not like I don't sound like trash or anything. Like I'm playing the songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it sounds
so
good.
Not black though.
Exactly.
So
and you can tell
at church.
Exactly. Yeah, you can tell, man. So it's like trying to figure out a way to sound like genuine.
How much percent black are you?
I'm like literally half. But also like I didn't grow up in black church because like my dad he's from Barbados. So the culture is not the same. Yeah. It's like there's no like foot stomp like
fart.
He's almost certainly farting right now. Yeah.
I think cuz he
No, I did not.
I think yo. Now you moved like so quick. Like
he pulled this.
Yo.
And then said
I think he started a little bit. That's what it was, man.
That's
it was
the
like,
vibe.
yo, because you move real
You
quick.
probably hit it like this.
Yo, yeah. And he didn't walk normal. He was kind of walking like this a little bit.
Yeah.
Might have been some residue.
Swap ass.
Oh, God.
Nah, but yeah, Dad, I that's also another thing. Like for you, your dad not being Ados, which is African descendants. American descendants of slaves. So your dad's correct. Well,
no, Bajans are like the descendants of slaves.
yes, but not in like.
Bajans, like people from Barbados.
Yeah.
Oh.
What I'm
you
saying
could
is,
say Barbadian, but like
what
if
I'm
you,
saying
if
is,
you're Bajan, don't say Barbadian.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know,
I didn't know that.
Caribbeans are different in a way from American black. It's not.
Yeah, no, the
as
culture
you
is the
know.
same,
So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't really have the same. They don't have the same traditions as American
no,
blacks.
definitely not.
You know
Like
what I mean?
that church tradition certainly isn't the same.
Right.
Like the national sport is cricket. Like it was a British colony for a really long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like they play cricket and there's like tea time and stuff like that. There's no, you know. So I think
time and crumpets.
exactly, man. So like I think.
Of tea.
Yeah,
And some crumpets.
First of all, if you've never had crumpets, you need to try them. They're fucking.
Are they fire?
So,
What,
no,
So what are they?
It's like
they're
a,
like
a
they're like
pastries,
little,
right?
yeah, it's like a Danish type situation.
You ever had a crumpet? Or some tea? A spot of it?
Please, sir.
Why you sound like Oliver Twist just now?
Soap, man. I'm not a dirty nigga.
Okay.
You dress like a dirty nigga.
That's debatable. We don't know.
That nigga fingernails dirty as hell right now.
Oh man. But yeah. So I can understand like where you're like, especially when it comes to your music, where that comes from, like the way you're playing. It's not really traditional black, especially with the black church.
No, definitely not.
So
Man. And granted, there's a lot of things that I've taken from black church and listening to black musicians
Right.
that have like deeply affected the way that I play now, and that's helped me a lot in my career. You know, because now like. I mean, obviously, I want to make like a shit ton of different kinds of music, but I basically work in R&B right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we've like been in sessions with like Ari Lennox and people like that, and it's just like, oh, like I know what chords to play to make you respond because I'm so familiar with the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's yeah. You
I
kind of
mean,
just like
at the end of the day, it's you're black, Dan. So,
yeah, no,
like, it's still-
I know. Like, you gotta tell me. I'm trying to convince
know.
y'all niggas that I'm black.
Goddamn it.
See?
I know.
Also, Masego is
Well,
more
shit.
Cuban than I am Puerto Rican. I just want to make
Is he?
that. Yeah.
Why you didn't just wash your hands in there?
What are you doing?
I'm giving us soap for the future.
So that you got you.
Giving us soap?
He's a thinker.
What the? Is this boomerang?
Yeah. What about you, Ced? So
I'm-
I know
this
you talked
question is
about.
very hard.
I know, but it's like I know you talked about. Oh, I dreamed to be. Your goal was to play for Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon? Wildin' out.
Yo, name one single.
Nick,
Name one Nick Cannon song right now.
That's funny.
Theme song.
Name one single. Wildin', wildin'.
No, but like I know you wanted to play for Nick Jonas and like Disney. You wanted to play for Disney pretty much, which essentially Disney is like white culture,
Very much.
like like high key. You know what I'm
Simple.
saying? So
Fair.
how has your being black affected the what you?
Okay.
God.
Should do that.
Words are hard, man. I understand.
So I would say being black has made me adapt to multiple different situations. In a sense where like if I'm around a group of white people, because I'm black, I know I probably should alter.
Code switch.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a great chameleon. You will never feel uncomfortable around me. Or if I'm around white people, they will never feel like, oh my god, never. Like they
Ooh,
will
I got a
they will
question.
feel so like oh my god, like this
I
is
think
so
low-key,
chill. You know what I'm saying?
That code
He's
switching-
one of the good ones. Like,
No, but that is a survival
It
technique
is
that we,
definitely is, man.
definitely
people
is.
black people have like culminated and adapted in order to like not just make white people feel comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it allows you to not stand out in the wrong ways.
Right.
Sure.
It allows you to stand out in the ways that you're pure about. So even if I'm code switching or being a chameleon, I'm true about it. It's just another side of me. You know what I'm saying? Like my my white side wouldn't offend y'all, but there's no need for me to turn that on because I'm comfortable in who I am.
Amen.
My white side is literally nothing but making sure I'm very present in what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Not feeling as if I have to teach them as I'm talking or teach them as I'm being around them. You just vibing with me.
Right.
So
It's like you're
not
breathing manually.
Yeah,
you
it's,
know what I'm
so,
saying?
so
Like,
at
we
that
already
point,
know.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
not even. I'm not thinking like, okay, I say all my endings, where because I can still have my same slang and all that because it's more of a confidence in myself. Like I'm Cedric, I'm the same person to everybody. I'm just as loud, just as extra. That way, this white person can tell this Mexican person, oh, you talking about Ced that's always joking? Oh, you talking about the one that's like, no one can ever say, oh, I don't know that side of him.
Right,
everybody knows me for being the same person. So I would feel like being black helped me realize that you don't only have to be like what you grew up like. You know what I'm saying? Like you can adapt others' surroundings. You can adapt other people's ways and how they think because they may think a way that you need to think. And you're not aware of it because you're only like so small minded about certain things. So I would feel like being black, that would be that.
Right.
It would be that thing.
Yeah,
I was just having that conversation the other day with like a friend of mine. I mean, since we all travel so much and we like spend a lot of places, we spend a lot of time in places where people don't look like us for real. Do y'all ever feel like you're like an accidental representative for everybody that looks like you?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
German. I was just like, that fucked me up a little bit because they were talking to me like they had never seen a black person before, which is strange because well, I mean, but it's not like there's no black people in Germany. It's like,
but it's not
They're
like
just dark people.
there are a lot of immigrants. In
Yeah.
Germany. You know what I'm saying, from like Somalia and a lot of African countries, Ethiopia and stuff like that. But a lot of the country and the immigrants come there, they go to like certain places. They don't.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of Germans and Europeans and you know, they haven't seen black people. I remember the first time we went to where were we at? We were in Poland. We went to Poland. Anyway, I'll talk about that story later on. But it's a thing. Like a lot of people in Europe, they haven't, aside from TV, but haven't seen black people in person.
Sure. Yeah, they ask you questions like, but like expect you to answer for it. Like, oh, well, what do you people like to eat? You know what I'm saying? And obviously, it's not so cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? But those are basically like the caliber questions that I get asked when we're in places where you know it's predominantly white. You know, especially overseas. You know, like in the States, it's not too bad.
Right.
You know, but it like in Europe and shit, it's like
So
wait. This nigga's vibing.
What, man?
So disconnected from the podcast.
What are you doing?
He's gonna fall asleep. So
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yes.
I just worked out, man. I'm just trying to stay awake.
Stop shaking your legs. It's
Oh,
putting you to sleep.
I was sorry.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of I'll go to the second question. Did you or would you in the future make different choices in terms of who you work with or who you go on tour with based on your blackness?
I would never tour with Masego again.
For instance, would you like go on tour with like Shania Twain or Garth Brooks or somebody like that? People are just
This is a nice live show.
I like
Shout out to
country
Lauren.
unironically, yo. Like country's just kind of dope, man.
so you would do a country gig?
You just said that for the cigarettes. Cigarette.
Cigarettes. Yeah, I know. I would dude. I would go on a Chris Stapleton gig so quick. Yo, Chris Stapleton is nuts, man.
I mean, but even with that being said, like country music is black music.
It is.
Black people made country music, so you know, so that question is, you know, of course we would do it. It's black music, but it's kind of been like taken over, appropriated.
Oh, based on your blackness.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love every kind of music for the most part. Like, my blackness doesn't have a whole lot to do with it.
Yeah. What about you, Sega? Would you like? You know, I know you're not a musician, but you're not like no.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna reference back to episode 1 when I was talking about musicians, producers, artists.
He said you suck at all the instruments.
No.
All these niggas are whispering in the mic.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Right. No, but you know what I mean. Like
I got you, bro.
I would
Like-
never say that to your face.
I No, it's like that's a thing you say in private. Nigga, we know you're not a musician.
No.
No.
You know what I mean though.
I
Like,
got you.
so
Like, if I had the
He said you
choice,
bad at music.
I
That's
would
crazy.
play like aux and percussion in somebody band. Just
What-
so I can just be everywhere but not have to do any work.
You're trying
And
to
then-
skate. I understand.
Please, aux is a heavy job, bro.
No. My aux. All right?
Every song gonna be in
Your
A
type
minor.
aux.
My type aux.
Okay,
where I
got
get them
you.
little bongos
My
in the back.
aux.
Maybe I get like a tambourine. Maybe like a little mud truck and apple shaker.
So you like help? You want to be a help?
But like front facing, I'm that
Okay,
nigga.
okay.
So it's like, who that guy in the front making the show fun? And then after the show, I'm hanging out with everybody because I ain't got nothing to pack up.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
just had a tambourine, but I'm traveling the
So
world.
you carry it on you so people recognize you.
Yeah, it's like, yo, it's Tambourine Ted. You know what I'm saying?
Tamborine's head.
I would do that because it's like, y'all can go do the whole, like, we got to practice. And I'm just like, I just met somebody in the fourth row. We about to go figure out what's up with this hill.
Oh Lord.
You know what I mean? So I would do that. Because I was having a good time playing aux sax in some band back in Virginia. Like, I ain't have to do nothing. I was just standing there with it, and they was just like, it's the sax, man. I'm just like, I'm not even playing. So that seemed fun. I think I just don't want responsibilities.
Wow, that says a
Yeah.
lot.
So, answering the question.
After all that bullshit. You know, I make jelly sandwiches on weekends, so you know.
Bro, hit
really,
this
I-
mic
you
one
know,
more time, yo.
It's so awkwardly placed.
Yeah, it is.
Here you go.
You
I
can,
got you. I
you know.
got you.
But yeah, would you, like, you know,
Max gonna do this
would
for a
that affect your you know, your choices of, like, for instance, would you going towards Shania Twain or Garth Brooks or what?
Would you go on tour with Khalid?
What are y'all doing today?
I just want to know.
You are bugging. You are bugging.
Yo, you're wilding.
I'm not a nice guy. Let's just start with that. I don't know what the cheesing and smiling makes me.
Oh,
I'm
my
a villain.
Goodness.
Oh my,
my
goodness.
goodness.
Oh my god.
Next
Oh.
question.
Yeah, right. I,
Next
will.
question.
I think for me personally, like, it's like the way how society, especially in America, is set up now is just like, it's set up in a way that, yes, I would do it. Well,
No, you don't like playing with a pick.
I mean,
You.
Talk about it.
Max is an artist now, man. He's not going on tour with
I
nobody.
forgot. I
Yeah,
forgot.
he said you coming to see him.
The A in Max is artist.
nah, but like, you know, I don't know. That's a hard question, like Dan would say. You know, that's a complicated question. But yeah, like,
Furthermore,
I would just for the experience, like, yo, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm on tour with Shania Twain just to see what it's like. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to go on tour with like a metal band.
Bro, in a second, yo.
You know what I'm saying? Just to see, like, just to do it.
that
Metal
sound
shows
like
are
drugs and something else.
it is. Metal shows are wild, yo.
How are you gonna play a metal with no pick?
I was trying to say,
What?
there's no way you're playing.
And no pedals.
no pedals or
Bro,
pick.
he gonna try to swell his way through the whole metal gig, yo.
I play bass. I play bass for a metal band.
Ooh,
I can see
okay,
bass
I can
in a
see
metal
that.
band.
I can
They
definitely
use
see
picks
that.
too.
Nah.
They do.
They do,
Straight.
but I can see
pick
him.
bass?
I can see him because he's. I can't even finish the statement.
You got come on, man.
All right, I'm gonna ask a question from Instagram. At Isabella Sheba, she asked,
It's not Isabella. It's Isabel.
"You're right. I'm sorry, Isabel Sheba. You're
Oh,
absolutely
man.
right. Lauren tells me all the time. It's Isabel." All right. At Isabel Sheba asks, "Are there any collabs you've done that you never expected to do?"
Max, you gotta give me $1 for every word you fuck up when you try to read this.
I'll start. I never expected to collab with Disclosure. That was like a really random. Can you press record on that again? It was really really random. I wrote a song with Masego was there too. We both did it.
That joint was mad fun.
It was. I wrote a song with Disclosure. It was really random too. Like you just say, hey, there's a Masego asked me, hey, there's a session I'm going to. You want to come? He didn't tell me who it was. And even then, at the time, I didn't even know who Disclosure
'Cause
was.
they're not like front facing.
Nah.
It's just the name that's big.
Right,
We were just like, oh, these guys are kind of cool.
right.
They're like, we've done everything there is to do.
Yeah. And I was like, Oh, you guys did the
Who did that?
Disclosure.
No. Oh, you were saying that.
Yeah.
So then, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they're the guys that did that song. I
Oh,
know.
he was saying you had something to do with that.
I got some low key things. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I would say for that would be a collab I never expected to do. Yeah. What about you, Ced?
Dang.
Cedric.
I didn't think he was gonna come. I didn't think he was gonna ask me that.
Wait, what?
I would say
Asking everyone.
I didn't think.
Nick Jonas.
Nah, I'm up with that.
Miley Cyrus.
Those. Oh, what? Your hand's way too far over here.
Did y'all just touch hands?
We
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Dan's like, give me color. Just a squelch.
Says like, give me lotion. Your hands are ashy as hell, bro.
Cause I got man hands.
He's an architect.
These
He's
are
right.
man hands.
I'm
I got
listening to the
tools in my
podcast.
trunk.
Nigga, you got gorilla hands.
You got lotions and loofahs in your trunk.
Yo,
I got tools.
What tools you got?
I got
What tools you got in your
junk, you know
truck?
what I'm
Right?
saying?
First of all, don't call it a truck.
yo.
You know,
There is a Malibu.
I said in my
front of the house
trunk.
right
I said
now.
how
in my
many
trunk.
niggas you got lotions and loofah is nuts.
Dan's Lotions and Loofahs open on Saturdays only from 7 a.m. to 7:20 a.m. We only open for 20 minutes. We only really got 7 products. And we
Lotions
sell out
and
fast.
loofahs. That's like Curry's honey buns and funds. What was it?
Honey buns.
Honey buns and guns.
Yo.
Honey buns and guns. Lotions and loofahs.
I would have to say
Entrepreneur.
it's two. It's two people. Omarion.
Okay.
Plan for him was that kind of stemmed from the B2K thing, but so I guess that's all kind of one thing.
Incoming.
That was crazy because I grew up listening and watching him on TV, so it's
Right.
just like
How did
that,
how did you get that? Like how did that come to be? How did you come to work with them?
my homie Javad Day was the music director for the B2K tour.
Okay.
And I just ended up coming up on it. He called me one day, and it just kind of happened. It was just random. Like, it wasn't no prep for it. It wasn't
So he
no,
just like, hey, Ced, I want you to play for.
yeah.
Okay.
It was literally just like that. It wasn't like a prep, like, hey, in this amount of time, you just blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? I think something happened with the previous drummer. He ended up taking on a different schedule or something like that. So I ended up taking his spot, and it just kind of, yeah. Now, I almost got fired the first day.
How?
So it was a call, and then I had to fly out the next day. So I got the music, and I had to like learn it hella fast. I had to learn an hour or two, however long it was, with no drum set. Like, so I was just like listening over and over and over, and I'm just like, how am I finna do this? Now, my homie Javad, he's like a crazy arranger, so it's like lines, hits, boom, boom, boom. So I'm just like, God, and he likes drums. So he's like, yo, take this lane.
Oh, he's giving you
take this
lanes,
lane.
yo.
Go, boom, boom. I need you to go nuts here, boom, boom. And I'm just like, how am I going to soak all this in 2 days? And I got to fly. No rehearsal. Showed up to sound check, and it was just me at sound check.
Stop. Yeah. You didn't have a rehearsal?
No. But they told me, they was like, he told me, yo, it's a crunch situation. You're not going to have no rehearsal. We're not going to be at sound check. You just, the only thing is that first show. You just come in. Now, and on top of that, he wasn't even there. So he was MDing remote because he has so many other gigs. So, he has to kind of like be, pick and choose which show he's going to show up to. So, he said, well, you got this amount of shows without me. Hold it down till I get there. You good. So I'm just like, all right, the first night I went, it was a lot.
So did the other musicians know that
I had never met any of them.
Bro, nobody helped you out at all. Like, no one tried to link with you at a hotel or like nothing. That's wild.
Yo.
So I was just like,
they set you up for failure.
Yo,
that's what that was, yo.
He called me. He was like, I was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, I know you got it, man. He was like, just hold it down. I was like, all right, bet. So I listened and listened and listened. It was the thing that was hard was because Omarion is, his own self-artist within the B2K thing. He had his own set. His set was the set that had stuff I need to remember. Like sound effects, him walking. I have to play his footsteps. movements, him picking up stuff. I'm playing all that, so it's remembering that type stuff. Is just like, what in the world? So once I started realizing like I'm learning these parts and stuff, I guess what happened that day is during sound check they didn't check my pad. So during the show, I'm playing it, we're hearing it, but it's not coming out through the VA.
Damn.
Yo, so your
So
tech,
to
was that your tech's fault?
That I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean,
Somebody
but
gotta get fired. That's wild.
afterwards, I got in the room and MD called me and was just like, "Yeah, so what happened?" And his tone told me he's not.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, "What you mean?" He said, "So, I heard you missed some very key stuff," and I was just like, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah, man. When the manager said you missed all the footsteps, you missed the whole middle scene." I'm like, I was over there playing all that shit. I'm like, I know I was playing that shit. I'm like, it was spot on. So I had to like have the other musicians get on the phone like, "No, Ray,
Yeah.
She was like, he said that they had told him like, "Yeah, we might have to find another drummer."
Damn.
And I was just like, "What are you talking?" I'm like, bro, I had no rehearsal. I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, give me at least a couple days. So they like kind of like took up for me and got me like another show, it was a 3 series, so it was like 3 days on, 2 days off. So I had the next 2 days to really like kill
Right.
it. So I got to sound check super early, made sure all my stuff was ripping.
That wasn't your fault. Though.
It was not my fault.
That wasn't your fault. That was the soundman's fault. Look,
But in the industry, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could do something that somebody else told you, and you can still get fired.
That's wild.
You're very like, what's the word I want to say? Not replaceable. It's another word. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
You're
expendable.
Yeah, expendable. Yeah.
super. So
Okay,
so
Masego,
at that point, he looked
Come
it
on,
up.
words.
He looked it up while I was asking for it. But at that point, I was just like, man, I got to rip. So the next 2 shows, I killed. And then it became like, oh my God, he's so cool. It became, so I earned my spot. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. I don't suck. and I'm OCD with music. Like,
Yeah, we know.
Yep.
I'm so OCD. So that like hurt my pride. And for some reason, even though I'm OCD, it doesn't pair well with caring about what people think. I run into that very hard. So it's like being OCD and then being like, if he say this is poot, I'm gonna be like, fuck you talking about? This ain't poot. Like, it's that, but it's also like, shit, it's poot. I gotta fix it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a clash, but they pair well. I just pulled to him. This has nothing to do with your question, but this is very good information.
No, it is.
They pair well with each other at times. Continue.
Um.
Oh, the other one was him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You never expected to collab with
Masego.
Got you.
After meeting him in wherever we
was
were.
it wasn't Thailand. It was
Philippines.
Oh, Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It was
No,
before
it wasn't.
Philippines. It
It
was
was
like
before.
Malaysia somewhere.
Because y'all was telling me I was going there.
Yeah. It was Malaysia.
It was something weird.
I don't know.
I don't
It was
remember.
when
I don't
Japan
remember.
list. When we was talking about Japan
Japan
list.
Ooh, yo, she hit me up yesterday, bro.
So, so when I met y'all, I was just like, oh, that was just like a cool meet. Like, it was
Right.
real pass by,
Yeah.
we joked around and stuff like that, but the vibe was chill. So even after that time passed, I had a history of not wanting to drive from Long Beach out to the Valley for sessions. Like, anytime somebody invited me, I was just like, bro, I'm not driving. That's too far. So when the one time he hit me and was just like, hey, yeah, come on. It wasn't like, oh no, like, yo, I need you to come play this thing.
Yeah,
it was just like
let's chill.
just pull up.
It was
so for me,
yeah.
I was just like, all right,
Yeah.
that's not, people don't get those. You know what I'm saying? Like, people with his caliber of or like where he is, his tier of status, don't just hand out come hangs text messages.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with someone who met on a business platform. So I was just like, all right, easy. So that night I was just like, that's far. Nigga, at that time it was like an hour and a half drive.
You
for me.
did.
Yo,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
And I put
forgot.
that he said Valley Visitors. I was like, that sound way no trees.
Yeah.
Like nothing. So when I put it in, it must say an hour and 59 minutes. And I was just like, man, this is like driving to Six Flags.
Wait. So you,
Bro,
It's
I was
like, it's
got
like
2
pre-COVID
hours?
traffic. Like,
bro, the first time I drove 2 hours.
What?
And the only reason why I came is because my girlfriend was like, it was the person I was dating at the time. It was still my best friend, my person, my married chick. Anyway, whatever. She was like, "Oh yeah, Masego." And I was just like,
Women be holding me down.
I was just like, "What? No, you should go." And I was just like, "Why are you so adamant about it?"
What did I invite him to?
She was like,
Like jam
"It was
session,
just
probably.
a jam.
Yeah.
It was a jam." And it was when I came over here and saw
Corey Henry?
no,
J-Mo.
Come on, man.
Who did I invite over here?
Ballhead, play keys.
Who ball
Name
head?
start with a D.
Oh,
With the glasses. Older cat.
Older. He plays with Chris Dave.
Yeah.
Who?
I'm blanking
wait,
right
wait,
now.
wait,
too.
Oh, he kind of looks like
No.
Ball headed?
Uncle.
Daniel Crawford.
Daniel
Yes.
Crawford. There we go. Woo! Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Daniel Crawford.
Yes, I blank, bro. I'm sorry. Super blank.
My bad.
Y'all was having that. Hey, we
Yeah,
the same
bro.
size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all niggas was shaped the same and talented, and y'all was just like,
Not
woo-doo.
shaped the
Bro,
same.
yeah.
Shout it
You
out.
know, she told me, she was like, you know, you should go. You don't go anywhere. You be chilling at the house. You should go. She said he's very like, y'all would get along. Like she followed, like she knew like who you were because you know she's an artist as well. So she knew like your character. She was like, I know you don't like people. She's like, y'all would be cool.
Cause I don't like people.
Right. And she was like, you very honest and true. And he the same like you know, trust me when I say this. I was like, cool. So when I pulled up, I was like, oh, that was a good move. It was a good move. And we've been cool ever since. And then it formed more so from a business introduction to an actual like a friendship relationship to understand like who we are as people. Then it became like, okay, now I trust you enough to kind of lead this part of my music
Right.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know who you are, now I know the type of person you are, now I can trust you enough to hold down this shit without thinking like, oh, he's here for money or here for clout or here for, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of move. So that would probably be, you know, the other one. Yeah, it was just those two.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know you drove that far.
Yeah, bro, 5 Drive.
Yeah, I thought it was like for me because you used to tell me like, oh,
I was living in San Pedro. It was far.
Oh, San Pedro.
Yeah, it was far.
Listen, when me and Dan, listen,
It was far,
wait.
dude.
When me and Dan first came to LA, the first time we came to LA, just like networking stuff like that. We had an Airbnb in San Pedro, but everything was like downtown LA.
Yes.
Bro, everything was like 2 hours out.
Yes.
Bro. That
Yo.
shit was wild.
And traffic
man.
be nasty,
Yes.
dog. It'd be terrible,
Bruh.
dog.
Yeah, y'all
It's
better than me.
bad. It's
Yeah,
bad.
so okay.
But yeah.
Dan, you any collabs? Do you expect to do the Kalani collab?
No, bro, I didn't even find out until like the song was already written and recorded and everything.
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah, they just shot me a demo like afterwards. Like I do it,
It
not
sound
even
like my fingers.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys don't know, viewers and listeners who don't know, Dan collab with Kalani. He wrote the
Water?
He produced Water. Yeah.
Yeah.
A song called Water on Kalani's last album that just came out. It's dope. So yeah, you didn't expect to collab?
No, it was like
with Kalani?
that whole thing was a freak accident, man. Because I think I didn't even record it properly. Like I just recorded that thing on my iPhone. It's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's recorded on my iPhone. I sent it out to a producer friend of mine, and
Shout out to Louis.
yeah, shout out to Louis Lastic.
Hey, Louis Last.
And just by happenstance, he ended up working with Ombre and Destin Conrad that night, who were like phenomenal writers.
Right.
And they were just coming from another session that they like low-key just left because they were pissed off. They're like, I don't want to work here anymore, and they just left and they kicked it with Louis, and then they just wrote Water. And like fast forward like 3 months, and it was just out. And I found out like a month before the bitch came out, man.
There
I
we
was just
go.
like, oh shit, tight.
Cloud tokens. Well, Sega, I know you have. What do you?
What's the question?
Question is, are there any?
He said I'm
collabs
lit. I expect to work with everybody.
Right.
Myself.
Any collabs
My other self.
you've done that you didn't expect to do.
I wouldn't have expected working with the game. Like that wasn't on my.
Yo, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that wasn't on my. Like this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
We
Cause,
popping glizzies, we knocking hoes. Yo, that was the best day of my life, man. I was just glad to be a part of it, man.
Yeah,
That's
he
funny.
DM'd me one day and was like,
Hey, play that. Yeah, you good. Go ahead and play that.
I wish I still had the DM.
Yo, go ahead.
But he was just like, yeah, this girl I'm dealing with right now like you a lot. We got to get in. I was just like, all right, bet. He was like, all right, hit the address. And I was like, well, shoot, guess I'm pulling up. And it was just kind of interesting because it's like,
Did you pull up on the moped?
Jesus. No, we had a van. We had a Mercedes.
Yeah,
Benz.
it was a Sprinter van.
The Sprinter, yo.
Had the Sprinter, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Had the
pulled
dirt.
up a little different. Okay.
The whole squad pulled up.
I pulled up with the whole squad.
Oh, really?
And it's like he has like 3 gates. It was like the first gate, and then it's like, who are you? Oh, you can get the second gate. But no,
Right.
who are you though? Okay, I'll take you to the house. And it was just like, yeah, you got this little beardy dude that looks like that nigga that do the little dance. Dan Rue.
Dan Rue.
His manager looked like
Dan,
Dan
yeah.
Rue. And so we go into the studio. It's just mad individuals there. It's like, y'all are definitely gang members. And then you got like some lovely women and just the bottles and like whatever you think the game studio is like.
It's like
Is that? It's like a
No.
little party. It's cool. It's a vibe.
It's
His
more
board?
the game than you think it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yo, his board that he has there,
Like,
like,
a spaceship.
crazy.
yes, that thing's like touchscreen.
that
It's
shit
like,
looks alien, man.
It looked like a Star Wars prop.
think of like Power Rangers when they went. What's the
Zordon.
We're not
Zordon, the
gonna-
Zordon
Okay,
joint?
now I'm
Like,
with you.
yeah,
Where we
that
get
was crazy.
No, I was just like, nigga, nobody gonna get nerdy with you.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
I had no idea
Man,
where that
come
shit was
on, we're
going.
all-
Man.
Episode 54, 75.
475.
But no, it was like he really put time into that studio. Had these huge custom pictures of Nipsey in there. It just looked like a very grandiose thing. He had like so many foreign cars outside. You just
Yo,
felt like you're in like
yeah.
a rap video. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was dope.
And
It-
like-
it's out in Calabasas somewhere, like out.
Way back.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, just the experience was just very cool because I'm not pretending like I'm anything that would hang out with the game
Right.
usually. But I love that the music, there was a thread that made sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like in there, I'm just being my quirky self, doing a couple jokes that ain't landing. Jokes,
Some nerdy jokes. Like,
yeah, because I was like, he played a beat. I said, "Who made this?" He was like, "Us." I was like, "Ha ha!" But nah, who made the kick drums? He was like, "Us, nigga." Everyone in this room, all together. And I was like, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to get like nerdy. Like, what DAW was this created on? But nobody was going there with me. So I was like, bet. And
You record? Okay,
I think it's straight. I'm sitting down in one of the chairs, and I'm just like, "Man, this thing kind of not comfortable." He's like, "Oh, sorry, that's the Glock." I'm just,
sitting on a Glock.
it's just like under the couch, and I think I was putting together my saxophone, and he was just like, "Man, that joint look like one of my guns. If I put that together, it'll turn into a gun. I'll turn that joint to an AK." But I mean, one, he has lots of uncle energy in the sense of like his comedy. Like it was just like you respect him because you know he's done some things in the past where you're not gonna cross him. But then also he's got a daughter, he's got like a family. It's like he's still got that warmth to him,
Right.
Which is a cool balance. Even the song we made, it felt like I love my daughter. I used to shoot niggas in the front seat of the. It was kind of,
On the way to pick her up
you know, on the way to pick
from
her
the
up.
school.
I did a drive by before
Where she
I
a
got
straight
here.
A student.
Like
Bitch.
she a straight A student, but like that vibe was just so cool to be around because I was just like, I don't know how he took the whole uncle compliment, but for me that's like one of those highest compliments for me because it's like those are my like people, that's my culture where it's like, yo, y'all are funny, I feel comfortable around y'all. But yeah, he was cool, he was mad friendly to me. He FaceTimed me afterwards and was like, yo, if you need anything in the streets cleaned up, call me.
Clinked up.
I wish I recorded it, but it happened so fast. He just FaceTimed me. He was just like, "Yo,
He was just letting you know.
crazy."
He's
You need
dropping
something
that little,
clean? Yeah, it was just
that
like
little PS.
he's like, "I'm still good at this," and I was like, "This is nuts." So it was cool to have that, and yeah, game is just cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Okay. Yeah, we were earlier. We are talking about like just experiencing racism in different places. Next question I
Different
have
places.
is different places, man.
After you,
Nah,
Cigarettes.
You know,
Not be mad at a cigarette.
have you experienced racism on tour? I know we've all been on tour, and we all have been to different countries like that. So
Yeah,
overseas or here in the States.
yeah.
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 I ain't never, not on tour.
Not
Not
on
on
tour?
tour? Not in Europe or anything.
Listen,
Really?
Nah.
That's
yeah,
maybe
Bless-
you did.
Blessings to you.
Nick, that's Nick
Nah,
Jonas
I
over
promise,
here.
I
Nick
promise you.
Jonas tour. They don't.
Every even with all the other artists, like I went on tour with Black Bear, which was a very dope tour too. We was overseas for a while. Never nothing.
That's,
I mean,
wow.
by the grace of God,
Right.
thank
Yeah.
God, because I've never I've only encountered racism a couple of times that kind of just like shook me, like, hey, well, that's crazy, to the point where I'm just like, dang, people really deal with this on a regular.
Yeah.
Like that's cold, you know what I'm saying? But I've never, I can't wait to hear y'all.
So wait,
story,
so
though.
when we,
Jeez.
I'll say one when we were really that really kind of stuck with me. We were in Poland, and we were at the airport.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was
Remember
looking
that?
at.
Oh yeah. So we're at the airport.
that shit was rough.
Yeah, bro. I was like, I'm not gonna get stuck here in Poland for fucking somebody up. But
Yeah.
I almost went there. Anyways,
What's going on?
now so we're in line, right? And we're going through security. And it's like a guy, like maybe two people behind us, and it's me. And then I think Sego's in front of me, and then Dan, it's in front of Sego, and I kept hearing like, nice shoes. I was like, I just thought he was just talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just talking, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever. He kept saying it though. He kept getting louder and louder. It's freezing in here. Anyways, is that recording still?
Yeah.
All right. So he just kept saying, nice shoes.
What accent is this?
No, that's what he
That's
sounded like.
exactly what he sounded like.
No, I've been trying to figure it out too.
And I'm
Nice
still like
shoes,
surprised
nice
you remember he
shoes.
said nice shoes.
Yeah, because Sego was wearing some Gucci.
Oh, he's talking to you?
Yeah, he's talking about him.
We're talking about
Who
him.
knows?
You had some Gucci flip flops or something on, or
My thing is,
fur on it.
back in that time on tour, I was a little testy always at
Yeah,
airports.
sure. Yeah.
So I feel like if anyone was gonna get us in jail, it would be me. Just
Probably.
because I would be the one where, like, if I bought something at the airport and then security was pressing me for it, I'm like, I bought this here. Like, what do you like? It would just be weird arguments that I wouldn't understand. I'm
Right.
like, yo, I just purchased it. I can't jam this in my bag. It's a gift for da 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 da. So I would be always testy at airports. It's like, yo, take your saxophone apart. I'm like, it's one piece. Like, so I'm always on that vibe. So when this man's behind me doing that, I'm just like, I forgot what I said, but it's me. So I probably said something like, man, who this dude right here?
Right.
Bro?
So-
I'm me.
all right. So he keeps saying it. He gets louder and louder, and I think Sego had on some Gucci flip flops or whatever.
For sure.
And he's like, nice shoes. I turn around. He has a Polish accent. That's why I'm trying to emulate that. But
You got it.
I turn around and he's like beat red, some heavily tan guy, just like mad. Like I guess he was upset because the line wasn't
I was about to say,
moving.
was y'all taking? Were y'all?
No, we weren't even at the thing
Okay.
we put on the conveyor
The
belt.
line
thing.
wasn't, he was just
He
mad
was
to be mad.
He was racist.
We were just going at a nice pace, but we were taking too long, and I was just like, man, I'm about to take my time.
Were y'all at the counter?
We were at the little thing where you go through
know,
the security
you put
line.
your-
you
the-
put your
the-
stuff in the
TSA,
red.
TSA.
TSA,
TSA,
TSA.
yeah.
Check whatever.
But then he said something like nigga, niggas. I was like, first off,
Yo, he kept on saying wild shit like, "Oh, black is beautiful, niggers." Like hard R. That shit was wild. Yo.
it's like,
Leave it to Dan to take it there.
yeah, no, but
no, that's exactly
it's
what
loud.
it was, yo.
Black is beautiful, niggas.
Bro, no, that's like I remember that vividly, man.
It's
It's like,
like-
"Oh, black is beautiful, You know,
Yeah, but it's like,
I'm Greek right now, apparently. Like you are. Black is beautiful.
Like you make fire pizza.
nah, but like I remember like trying not to laugh because like his accent with saying nigga,
It was kind of funny.
it was funny, but it's like on the other hand, it's like I'm about to fuck him up. I'm about to whip his ass.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't get stuck in Poland.
I tried to laugh it off. 'Cause
I did too.
I think I have the worst temper out of all of us, and then
that's true.
Curry, and then you.
I don't have a temper at all.
No, I'm saying in terms of like the one that turns into action. I'm gonna do action first. Curry, knowing he's a boxer and just this big dreaded black person, he's gonna like wait.
Finally went out.
There it is. Curry's gonna wait, and then you, who obviously can beat someone up, is then gonna be the last person. Like, you know what? I'm gonna probably with a calm face knock somebody out. That's the kind of the order of operation, and then Dan is not gonna do anything at all.
That's cap. Don't do
Dan's
me
gonna
like that,
commentate it though.
No.
It's fact. You and Levi do the same thing.
Dan's
Like,
gonna
oh, that's
talk.
crazy, dude.
All right, guys, let's.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
But I was like, I'm the one that's gonna get us in jail because I'm gonna fight.
Because you just do wild shit for no reason.
That's what I'm
I'll
saying,
jump
like-
in, but I'm gonna tell you stupid afterwards. Like,
Nah, Dan would definitely jump in if it was like a group activity, like a
Are
fun
you throwing
thing.
hands or elbows?
bro, I'm kicking people in the face. What you mean?
I think he's more of a kicker.
I'm very limber.
He played soccer, remember?
I wasn't gonna take it there, but yeah, like remember we can name mad places. It was like one time in Korea,
Spain.
one time in mainland China, one time in Spain. I'm usually getting in an argument because it's my logic versus their logic, where it's like I can't take apart this bag and make it weigh less, and I just flew in from da 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 da. I'm saying it calmly. Somebody's being disrespectful. Now I'm about to go to jail. So like usually.
You like her legs, right?
Yeah, I get real mafia-ish, and that was me back in the day. I was like, so, okay.
You
okay.
understand it's difficult to walk without knees.
It's just
Like,
like,
it's
you know, knees are a necessity in like life when it comes to walking left and right. And I'll break it
What does he
down,
look like fighting? I don't know. Is it giraffe like?
just all neck.
just swinging neck. Like,
Just limbs.
just limbs.
Like a tree in the wind.
That's funny.
But yeah, anyway, I think after the fact, after we got through security, we were just kind of looking for him. But that was just kind of the fight or fluid that kind of took place afterwards. I was just like, I got to do something. And like even the security guards were just like, please don't make a scene because I'll have to arrest you. Like I kind of saw it in his eyes. I'm looking him
please
dead in
don't
the
do
eyes
this.
like, my G, do you see what's going on down here?
Damn, my parents about to die already. How? Anyways,
Maxwell is fresh. That's Maxwell's frustrated body language.
I just like charge it. Anyways,
It's all good, man. We're doing
Sony, if
pretty
you want to
well.
give me a camera, I'll take the Sony A6400. That'd be dope. But but the TSA guy was like, he saw the whole thing and like he kind of like was like on code with the guy. Was like, let him. You know what I'm saying?
He was kind of I saw we had a whole conversation via eyes.
yeah.
He was like, I understand. This is terrible. This doesn't represent us. Don't do anything because I'll have to arrest you. Like I got all that from his eyes,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm a chill, and that's kind of what it was. But that was the most racist I've felt for all the tours I've done, and I didn't take it out on the country or the people. I just wanted to beat him up,
Right.
specifically.
Understood.
You know what I mean? But that's all I've ever went through. Everything else has been pretty.
And that was the same for all y'all. That
Oh,
was the
yeah.
same
Cool.
incident.
Yeah, we all there.
they're all the
That's
same
crazy.
spot.
I was like, this would have been such a bonding moment. We could have all just like beat him up
Just
together.
found somebody in the airport.
You know what I'm saying? But like I was like, okay, let's go do the show.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up shortly. I'll take maybe one or two more questions from Instagram because my camera's about to die, per usual. Anyways, at itsupvibe_camw asks, who's your favorite black female artist of the last 5 years? I'll start. I think her for me is
5
my
years?
favorite female black artist. Like she's a dope musician. She's actually a music, like she can play. You know what I'm saying? She actually can play. A lot of times, never mind, we're not gonna give them to that. But her, Ced, what about you?
5 years?
That's what's.
Yeah. Like came out 5 years ago.
Either between 2015 and 2020.
Do we mean just making music in the last 5 years, or like came out in the last 5 years?
Artists, yeah, fine,
Bet,
yeah.
bet.
I think we're irritating Max.
No.
It's
you're
the
not irritating,
camera.
I'm just like,
Ruining my
God damn
podcast.
it is the camera. though.
Go ahead. Let me.
Yeah, I can't. That's a hard one.
That's I'm stumped.
Pause.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, I think it's her.
No,
Because,
she's fire.
yeah.
Hers definitely.
No,
hard.
But
That's a great pick.
it's hard for me because of the fact I don't listen to music, other than the music that I have to learn. So
Yeah.
I don't want to
That's true.
be like, I forgot about.
I like Brittany Howard a lot.
Yeah.
Shorty from you don't know who that is. Shut up.
She got the little. She got the fro hop.
She does
She
got the
smoked
fro hot.
cigarettes.
Cigarettes. Yeah,
Have
Shorty
y'all
from
ever heard,
Alabama Shakes.
There's an
She fire.
artist named Dan the Manimal. She's cold.
You said she's cold. That's funny.
This is my last podcast with y'all.
Honestly, just because it's on my mind, I'm gonna have to say Remy Wolf is the one I discovered in the last 5 years that was like, you
she
got
black?
your own thing. Remember, I play Shorty for you.
Yeah, no, I
got
listen
this-
to her all the
she's
time.
black.
I haven't seen her face. I didn't know she was black.
Nah, I think she's Latina, personally.
Yeah, no, I've been spamming her shit like the last couple of weeks. It's fantastic.
I just think her vibe is very. I haven't
just
seen
plug it
somebody
up?
that
Just
unique.
You know, I have to
Oh,
take
you don't
the
charge
battery
it.
out. Yeah, it's one of those.
Also,
cameras.
Mel's friends with her apparently.
A Mel friend with
She
everybody.
know
Cool.
everybody.
Shout out
man.
to Mel.
Shout out to Mel, man.
Yeah.
I feel like Dang. Yeah, that's all I got. I can think of just Remy Wolf right now. In terms of like a newer artist that I've found, I'm just like, yo, I can't wait to see what she does.
Right.
Because she can sing.
Yeah.
Has a very weird, different style, which I think is healthy. But that's all I got.
Okay. All right, guys. I got to get a new camera, y'all. Got to get a new camera. I'm gonna wrap it up. Follow us on social media or on Instagram. We got Masego at Masego. Follow Dan. Oh my God, Dan! Come
Dan
on,
the
bro.
Manimal, don't worry about it.
That's
Dan
the
the
artist.
Manimal.
If y'all don't, all the listeners and watchers, remember I was just saying Dan the Manimal is the female artist, my favorite female artist. Woo. On to me. You can follow him at. Go ahead.
Don't even worry about it.
Dan_the_Manimal.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
Still
correct.
hasn't changed.
Still has not changed.
Follow
you can follow
Ced
me at CEDM3. That's Ced M3.
So said me, but the E's are 3. And follow me with Maxwell _Sensei. Also follow the podcast Lobby Call podcast page is at Lobby Call. Lobby Call podcast, my bad. And follow Trap House Jazz. Is
that still a thing?
Who's running that page?
I thought you were, but you know.
I gotta run my life.
Do your feet have an Instagram page?
You should make an Instagram page.
You should make an Instagram for your feet. And it should be them feet curling over them.
Look, man, my feet, I have nice feet. Nice feet.
All right,
Yeah, so that's been another episode of there we go. Lobby Call podcast. I'm sorry we couldn't have it longer, but my camera's not cooperating with me, so
we got
cut it short.
Lovely
So
episode.
next episode, I'm gonna try to make it longer for you guys. Next episode, we have Grace Weber
We gonna
coming
let that
on
go?
through, and
We gonna let that go? Okay.
yeah. So yeah, that's another episode of Lobby Call
Like I
podcast.
said, next time I make it longer for you guys. Like this.
All right, there we go.
Let that slide.
Hit the hype.
All right, that's
This is the longest outro
It
I've
is.
ever heard in my
all right,
life.
that's a wrap. Here we go. Alrighty. Damn it, man.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, look.
Stop touching my finger.
Stop being so close. Look at the line.
Bro, my shit
Look
has
at the
not moved this
line.
whole time.